What's going on, DJ Talk family? How you all doing tonight? First of all, I would like to welcome you guys to the 41st episode of DJ Talk. Now, before we get started, I would like to take this time to appreciate everyone for showing love and support in everything that I do. Not when it comes to my channel and here on DJ Talk Podcast. And also, shout out to all the small YouTubers out there that are working extremely hard, that are putting in content every time, doing what they do, especially the podcasters on YouTube, singers that are making it happen, making dreams come true, and vloggers, and the list goes on. All I can say is, you guys deserve love, you guys deserve your flowers, and more importantly, you guys deserve to be appreciated. So, shout out to all you guys. Keep doing what you're doing, keep grinding it out, and more importantly, keep pushing to your destination. And all I can say is thank you for the love and support. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And not only that, we are 1 week away from the 1 year anniversary of DJ Talk, and looking forward to it. And believe me, it will be a celebration. It's going to be a celebratory moment. It's going to be some excitement going on, and just excited about it. So anyway, if you guys are new to this channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell for notifications, and many more to come. More surprises, more content to come. So I'll stay tuned for more. If you guys haven't heard the last episode, it was a cause and effect moment. So make sure you guys go check that out. And not only that, make sure you guys, well, not only watch it but learn from it. Learn it. So without any further ado, let's get right to it. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to go from being worst and being in first place. In other words, how to go from worst to first. Now, to everyone that have a question about this topic, even though it's a sports term, but it also has a meaning to it. When it comes to our lives, that we want to be in and be the number one and all that, and be in first place, even though Jehovah, the one and only, is the first of the first. But when it comes to the goals and that it's good to have that feeling of being on top, like being the top person of whatever you do, and that's what we want to be. We want to be at that top level. So back to the question, what does it mean to be in first place and being the best? So not to confuse anybody, I had to say the worst and first, but we're gonna get to that part. When it comes to what you want, when it comes to what you went through, you want to figure out how to bounce back from defeat. Like, take for example, if last year you were having the worst year of your life, that means you weren't trying to have a bad year. You were trying to not only accomplish something, but overcome all the odds, such as you were working extremely hard on your stuff, and once you start to reach, you're basically getting there, and someone or something or whatever gets you distracted out of nowhere, where sometimes you need to ask yourself, is it just me, or is it something that is trying to damage and distract me from my goals? And that is something that we have to concentrate on, and that is eliminating the problem and turning it into a solution. Have you ever heard of this old expression, that old saying that goes something like this? Process of elimination. Well, sometimes in life we need to process ourselves to eliminate some things that have been on our mind. And let's say a year ago or so, and you say to yourself, a new year will be my year, and I will accomplish what I need to accomplish. I am so done being in last place. I'm done losing. I'm done suffering. I've suffered enough, and it's time to make a change. Start thinking positive and having a winning attitude. So that's the mindset that we need to start developing from now on. And the second part right here is about being the best version of yourself. You know, when you are in your worst moment, that is when you need to take a step back and realize what needs to be changed and what needs to be conquered. Have you ever heard of this old expression that goes something like this? To be the best, you have to beat the best. I've said it maybe a long time ago on this podcast, but I'm just repeating it just for this part right here. What does it mean to be the best? It means living out each and every moment to its fullest potential. And another question here is, why is being the best so important? Well, to answer that question is that the results that we get are always in direct proportion to the quality of our actions. When things like this happen, you want to make a difference or be a difference maker. Whatever you want to do, just be the best at what you do. You see, we are here trying to prove a point here. And sometimes it's necessary to try to prove others wrong and say that we got this. And we will never and never will we back down from adversity. And after that's done, you have to you have done the impossible, and you've shown that you can be the best at what you do. And you know, there's ways of being in first place and ways of being the best. And here they are, right here, the list of ways right here. Number one, be confident. Number two, work hard. Number three, build yourself up. Number four, be disciplined. Number five, prove others wrong. Number six, motivate yourself. Number seven, have a winning attitude. Number eight, cherish the moments. Number nine, make your day count. Number 10, stay positive. Number 11, be consistent. 12, unlock your potential. 13, think number one. 14, crush your goals. 15, never beg for anything. Number 16, never take anything for granted. 17, never give up. 18, never lose hope. 19, become a giant slayer. 20, never lose faith. 21, captain your ship or be a captain of your ship. 22, choose your moment. 23, have a heart of a champion. 24, inspire others. 25, energize yourself. 26, never surrender. And last but not least, 27, control your emotions. So basically, when we deal with the hard years that we've gone through, we need to come up with a game plan. And in order to get ahead in life, there is a couple of steps on how to get there. One, pray. Two, heal yourself. Three, manifest good things in your life. Four, overcome fear. Five, forget about the bad times. Six, smile every day when times get hard. Seven, take your mask off. Nothing to do with COVID, but take your mask off and let your true self and true feelings come into fruition. 8, forgive and forget. 9, start to dream big. And last but not least, 10, take big and major steps. Sometimes in life we have to be true to ourselves and out what let out what we have pent up inside of us and let out what we go through, and like the years that we've gone through to get to where we need to get at. We just want to overcome a lot of things in life. Like, take me for example. I will admit it. I make mistakes. I'm not going to hide it. There's no secret. I'll admit the fact that I did some things that I was thinking that I was doing right, but at the end, I wasn't. Maybe some things I did were good, some things I did were not so good. Like, take for instance, I threw a little kid's head over the fence when I was just a little kid, when I was little, just defending myself. Believe me, it was hard. I got people being upset with me, being pissed off at me, and it was not easy to overcome. Some people liked me, some people didn't. It was what it was. I got into a fight with someone I used to be very close with. I'm not going to say any names, but it wasn't actually a fist fight. It almost got into it though, but it wasn't like that. It was more of a verbal argument and trash talking that I got into. I almost lost an eye when I was little. I was told at one point that I was going to be deaf and mute and not know who anyone is. I've gone through a couple of, I've been through a lot, especially a couple of deaths in my family. And it was a tough moment for me. It really was. I'm not going to lie. Especially someone that I've lost who I was very close with. Well, they were my family and I always love them. And so I've been through that. And not just me, but my family too has been through that. So we know what it feels like to go through that adversity. So you see, we all go through things that we never thought that we have to overcome together. No, when I realized that it was time for me to turn and go to the other side, I knew right away that I had to get away from the negativity, the violence, the drama, the fights, and the list goes on, so I can heal myself and move on with my life. Excuse the background. Man, it was some things that I had to overcome in my life, like it was not easy for me to overcome that. I had to learn how to forgive and had to learn how to forgive, even though they say forgive but never forget. Maybe sometime, what, a few things that I can do, I forgive that person, but sometimes you can't forget about what they done to you. So sometimes you can forgive and forget. Sometimes you can forgive. Sometimes you can never forget. But in this instant, you got to forget the bad things. So you see, if I can overcome the all the odds, so can you. Only you can make a difference. All you have to do is prove others wrong and do your best. Before I wrap this up or wrap this episode, I would like to take this opportunity and drop a couple of knowledge here. Put Jehovah, the one and only, first at all times. And if you do that, everything will fall into place. and you will win as well. So, to DJ Talk family, I would like to thank you for tuning in and thanking you guys for joining me in this episode. That is not just for this episode, for this podcast too, that is made to inspire and motivate each and every one of you. It is not the end of the road, it's still plenty more to come. And I make a promise that every episode is going to be great. It's not going to be just good, it's not going to be okay, it's going to be great. Everyone's going to love it. Everybody's going to enjoy this episode. Not just this episode, not number 40, but continuously. More new episodes are going to be coming up soon. So to every podcast, I like to say shout out to all of you that are doing great work, putting good episodes, and all that you do, especially the one that I'm going to send a shout out to. And I think I know who I think I'm going to say right here that to this podcaster, shout out to you. And all I can say is thank you for supporting my channel and thank you for supporting my podcast. I appreciate it. All I can say is, mi gente, let's keep going and let's keep doing what we do. So all I can say is shout out to Michelle Podcast. Keep doing what you're doing y dale duro con ese podcast también. Así que sigue para adelante. And also stay tuned for the next episode of DJ Talk. Stay positive and make an impact. Peace out, everybody, and have a good night.